Yins, guys. Thank you for listening to the Bridge to Buctober podcast, where we talk all about them Pittsburgh Pirates and that. My name is Josh. Today is June 10th, and the Pirates had a big win last night against the Miami Marlins, 10-3. Another good vibe episode here with the Pirates putting up a 10 spot against the Marlins. And Marlins have played 3 less games, same amount of losses now, but 3 less wins than the Pirates. Not that that really matters. They're both in 5th place in their division. And what are you competing for the bottom of the National League? It just doesn't matter, right? But the Pirates looked like a completely different team in this one. Obviously, 15 hits, 10 runs, and only 6 strikeouts, which seems no, that's only. I mean, that's fair in today's game for that to be only. Nobody struck out more than once. Everybody in the lineup got a hit. All the starters got a hit. Frazier 3, Kutch 3, 2 for Reynolds and Gonzalez. Just an all-around complete game. O'Neal Cruz just a couple feet from a grand slam and really blowing this thing open. But he also got a double in this game. McCutchen and Horwitz added doubles. The big hit in the 3rd inning from Reynolds was the triple. So yeah, I mean, Pirates took advantage of Yuri Perez is a good pitcher, but he's been out a while. And so they kind of took advantage of that in this game and put bat to ball and just kept moving. And the fact that you were able to have no home runs still, but 4 extra base hits shows that there's a little bit of slug in there. And those moments came up and helped them score a lot of runs. 2 4 spots on the 3rd and in the 6th. That's something that we haven't seen a lot from this team. You see a lot of 1 4 spot can happen, but then they don't usually score another run after that. They put up not only 2 4 spots, but then were able to tack on extra runs in the 7th and the 8th before this thing was over. Yeah, just an overall good game for the Pirates. There were a couple errors, but ground balls making errors, those are going to happen. From time to time, you don't want to pile them up. 8 for 19 with runners in scoring position. I mean, you could just continue to go down the line with good outings. And, Nicholas gives up the run late in this game. Burroughs gives up 2 runs. He does walk 3, but struck out 6 in 4 1/3. He was kind of taken out early in this game, but we're starting to see Don Kelly making some moves for pitchers that are maybe a little bit of a head scratcher. And I don't think that this has, I could be wrong about this, but I don't think that this has analytics written all over it. I don't think that this is we're going to go away from, Bailey Falter was pulled early and now this of an early. And you could even talk about Paul Skeens pulled early. He could have finished that 8th inning against the Phillies. I think a lot of us believe that. The one thing between the Phillies game with Skeens and this game here with Burroughs is it shows the lack of care about individual selfish stats, and the win-loss for the pitcher just doesn't. I don't want to just continue to run it in the ground, right? But the difference between saying, I want to give him a chance to win this game and I want to give the Pirates the best chance to win this game. And if they felt like it was time to go, it was time to make a move, because it seems like Don Kelly is aggressively trying to win games. I guess you could call that urgency. Some of that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me in the I'm trying to think of the word here. In the grand scheme of things of the 2025 season, we hear a lot about urgency, but there's no urgency in 2025. I don't understand what the urgency would be for. Your urgency exists for 2026 because of the start that they got off to. This team is not going to make a move to go to the postseason in 2025, barring some incredible miracle. And we'll have plenty of time to see that coming. But as of right now, I mean, you play to win the game that's in front of you, but that urgency that we hear a lot of people talk about, specifically when they talk about Paul Skeens and what this team's doing to build a roster around him. You don't build rosters in the middle of a season. So the urgency in that format is non-existent for this season. Don Kelly might be recently, not the whole time he's been there, but recently he's been showing some urgency to win games and to get on the other side of 500, which he is now as a manager, one game over 500 at 15-14. And he's one game away from one win away against the Marlins from having won 5 series of the 9 that, well, there's already 9 because the one they split. So winning 5 series is of the 10, but one of them a split. Yeah. I mean, there's no way to say that right to where it just makes sense easy. 5-4-1. He's one win away from being on the other side of 500 as far as winning series, which really is what you should be focused on during the regular season, no matter where you're at, in the standings. At this point in the season, the first half, you need to be focusing on win your series. If you continue to win your series, you're going to be in a good place when it comes time for crunch time. And then you can say, whether or not you need a series sweep to pass somebody up and things like that. Obviously, you know what I mean? But when you look through this lineup and the offense still isn't incredible, this isn't still a great offense. Once again, this is an offense that was built for basically around a 500 team who can get hot and maybe be above that. But for the most part, have some struggles too. We've seen a lot of the struggle, but when you look at this lineup, it's a little bit different than what we've seen in the past this season. There's not a lot of under Mendoza line. Jared Triolo in this lineup today is the only one down there. And, Canario, who didn't start the game, is at 213, but even, some guys like Reynolds, who's been really hitting well lately, is still at 238. He had such a bad start to the season. He's going to have to continue to get that batting average up. Nick Gonzalez is kind of that wild card because a bad game, he can be right back under. He just has so little at bats that he's going to fluctuate a lot. But Adam Frazier, I mean, right in front of you, he's hitting 264 after the 3 hits today. And I think that's just a really guy that guy's been a really pleasant surprise for this team. Somebody that we thought, what are we doing? And it's really worked out for this team. There's a veteran presence that he brings, professional at bats, putting the ball in play, and he'll have moments where he can do something like this. And, he played left and right field tonight. And if he can go out there and play decent corner outfield as well, then that even adds another element. And he's actually earning the ability to do that at the plate as well. Once again, he doesn't provide slug. He's not an answer for this team to push forward and be a really good team, but it helps no matter what. And he's had some clutch hits here and there. He's made some good plays at second base, and you want to see that sort of thing. Nick Gonzalez, 2 hits in this game. He's looked good. He had Jansen Junk threw 2 unbelievable sweepers to him that he just had no shot to touch. I mean, they were really good pitches. And he went back to it a third time, and you saw Nick Gonzalez with an adjustment, wait till it got a little bit deeper. It was a little bit off the plate, but was able to get a bat on it and hit a base hit into right field. And that was just in at bat, in plate appearance adjustments that you like to see these guys make, and especially a guy like Nick Gonzalez, who is supposed to be a player that we're looking for the offensive quality from him. And so I think that's I think that's the kind of stuff that you want to see, not just from Nick Gonzalez, but from some of these other guys. And so it's just not looking as bad as it was. Spencer Horwitz with a double in this one. He's been kind of scuffling after showing us some good at bats when he first showed up. And now let's see if that can get him going a little bit more. We'll see. You have a favorable series here at the beginning part of this week. Going up against the Marlins, who not only have been struggling, but pound for pound, you look at them on paper against the Pirates, and the Pirates should be better than this team. And so we'll see if they continue to play them well and win a series here. They're in a good spot. They've got Keller going. They've got Bailey Falter going after that. But they're going to need something like that because they're about to go up against the Cubs and the Tigers after this. And then the Rangers, who, maybe not terrible, and then the Brewers and the Mets. So they've got a gauntlet to finish out this month. And it's a really good time to play good baseball. And if they could come out of this thing with a sweep, I think you're really putting yourself in a good place moving forward, heading into playing against those teams. And who knows who you're going to run into. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could end up with like a Skubal-Skeens matchup? I don't know how that lines up. I know that Skeens will be going against the Cubs. Probably he might pitch against the Tigers. It would be pretty funny. I'm going to try to look that up and see if there's a chance we could run into a Skeens-Skubal game just for the books, man. That would be incredible. That would be incredible. Mike Burrows looked pretty good for the most part tonight. The walks are a little too much there, but I said tonight again. I should be saying last night, but Mike Burrows is still. We're seeing progress. We're seeing some of the good stuff that he was showing in AAA. We're starting to see how he's gonna show up here in the major leagues, and I think that that's important to get him that run. Kyle Nicholas still has some stuff to get through, but he has the stuff to do it. So all in all, a very good game last night. Love to see it. And you got Mitch Keller going tonight. And if you can, like I said, at the time of recording this, I don't know who's pitching for the Marlins. And there's a to be determined for tomorrow's game too, the afternoon game. So I don't know. Brett Sullivan played last night, which is interesting. You should see Henry Davis back in there, but then why would you do that? And that now Henry Davis is going to catch the day game after the night game? Interesting decision there. Either way, I think the takeaway from this one, outside of an offensive game that we haven't seen very much this season, outside of that, you're also seeing early in this game when it was still tight in the fifth inning, when they had put up the 4 spot, but the Marlins had kind of cut the lead in half and a runner on and whatever, that Don Kelly was not messing around. He was playing to win this game and made a move, and it worked out this time. It's not going to work out every time. No moves ever do, but it does show aggressiveness and show purpose that he was actually going out to win a game. And if you're a Pirates fan, man, I don't know how you don't like to see something like that. Don Kelly, I don't know if he's the long-term answer, but you're just not running out of good things to say about him yet. It's been good. You're never going to agree with everything a manager says and does. You're never going to do that. We all have our own little way that we think we would manage a Major League Baseball team. And we all think we're capable of doing it. Saying that a little tongue-in-cheek here as we... but we all make those calls. And a lot of times it's hindsight, but also we're watching the games and we're saying, what are you doing, man? This is too early to take your starter out. And most of the time I would agree with that. But the aggressiveness right now showing that when there's trouble, he's willing to go out and get Sugar and say, get me out of a jam. I just don't like it in the first game of a series. I just don't. What's going to happen tomorrow is because of that. because you had to throw 4 bullpen arms today, you're going to go out and Keller's going to have to go, after giving up 3 runs, you're going to send him back out for a 7th inning when he already had a good start and something's going to go wrong. I've seen it so many times with Mitch Keller where he's got a quality starter, he's out there and he's done this or that, and then just because he's Mitch Keller, we send him out there for another inning to try to eat innings because that's what he does. And so many times it's kind of bit him. And I think he's a better pitcher than his ERA shows, which what is it now? 4.15? 4.13 right now. Not to mention the 1-8 record, which I don't care a whole lot about, but sometimes that's because of that 1 extra inning. So the record for the team is not good either when Keller's on the mound. So that I do care about 100%. So it's Tuesday. We've gotten through Monday. And for the Pirates, it was a very good Monday. So enjoy your Tuesday. Mitch Keller on the mound tonight. Let's get a series win and see what happens on Wednesday. Let's go Bucks.
Thanks for listening to the Bridge to Buctober podcast. Subscribing to your platform of choice is the best way to be notified for new episodes. And now, new episodes every weekday. Remember, live shows with my dad and Uncle Jake are Sundays at 9 p.m. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and join them in the live chat every Sunday. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Bridge2 Buctober. Clear the deck, cannonball coming, and let's go Bucks.